Hi friends, Debo here again. Welcome to your yoga practice for today. Just a short 30-minute little practice. So find your way into a comfortable seat on a mat, on the floor, on a blanket, on a towel, whatever you have. You might even consider sitting on a block if you have one, or a couple of books that will help you raise your hips up a little higher, especially if you've got your knees up into your chest. If this is uncomfortable, you can always sit in what we call hero's pose, whether you have a block or a blanket. Whatever seems the most comfortable for you, even sitting on a blanket. So find your way into that comfortable seat with a long spine. And you can rest your hands on your knees for just a moment. Maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze. Connect with your breath. We want to look for a little calmness, a little relaxation, just a little bit. We want to feel settled as we move into our practice today. We want to let go of anxiety, issues, things that are going on. We want to focus on your internal world and forget about what's going on in the outside world just for a few minutes a day. We don't want to suppress your immune system. We want to let go of those stress hormones. We don't want to create more stress. So just do the best that you can. Do what's available to you. Listen to your own body. Whatever video, whatever yoga practice you're doing, whatever exercise you're doing, just do the best you can and accept it. So try to deepen those breaths a little bit. So as you inhale, really fill the lungs. And as you exhale, exhale completely, either out of the nose or out of the mouth. Let your shoulders relax. Let your facial muscles relax. Let your body feel heavy, seated on the floor, seated on your mat, seated on a towel. And if you have a regular practice, maybe cultivating that Ujjayi breath. So that's a little bit louder. Hear that catch in the back of your throat. Close your lips. Kind of sounds like an ocean breath, doesn't it? And listen to your breath. Consider what kind of feelings you want to create today. What kind of qualities you'd like to see in yourself, in the people around you. Sometimes people reflect how we treat them. On an inhale, let's lift the fingertips up to the sky and draw your hands into your heart. Take them back, lift them up and open them up, and bring your fingertips down to the earth so you feel settled in the earth. But you can lift your body up just a little bit to make your spine feel long. And do that again. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, draw your hands into your heart. Find a smooth, rhythmic breath. Inhale, open up, embrace whatever this day holds. And one more time. And draw your hands to your heart. We always set an intention at the beginning of our practice. So whatever that is for you, it may be personal, your own personal mantra, maybe just the feelings that you'd like to create, how you feel today, what you'd like to get out of your practice. How about a couple of nice, really deep breaths? Fill the lungs with breath. Exhale like a big sigh. Try that again. One more time. This time as you inhale, press the fingers forward and open up. Big chest expansion. Big chest. Stretch the front of your shoulders. Open up your collarbone. Reach your fingertips out to the right and take the left arm up and over. Maybe rooting down with the left sitting bones and reach out through the fingertips. As you come back to your center, How about a little twist to the right? Maybe the hand comes to your knee. Maybe it comes to your shin. Maybe the right fingertips come behind you. Maybe you can take a little deeper twist looking over the back shoulder. As you bring your gaze to the front and center and unwind the body, you can stay just as you are, or maybe you want to lean back a little bit and pick up your feet. Ooh, kind of stretch your legs out a little bit. Maybe switch and bring your other leg in front. If you're on your knees, no matter. Lift it all the way up and then take it over to the opposite side. Maybe the arm is straight or the elbow is bent. Find where it works for you. Reach out to the fingertips. And then as you bring yourself back to the center, take a little twist right here, bringing the other fingertips behind you. So we're twisted to the opposite side. And then as you bring yourself back to the front and center once again, fingertips draw to the sky, stretch out of the ribs, out of the hips, reach up tall, and then draw your hands back into your heart. Can you interlace them and press the palms out in front, straightening the elbows, and lift it up. If that bothers your wrists, just bend your elbows lightly, or stretch. Bring your hands behind your head. Once again, open the heart. I love to open the chest. They say it helps with mild forms of depression. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then press it back up. Look up at the back of your knuckles. Draw your hands back. Can you lean back? Lean back. Maybe bring the bottoms of your feet together. Let go of your fingers. Come forward and lean forward. Maybe the hips are open. Maybe the knees are up. Go where it feels good. Lean back and lean forward. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Pull the navel in towards the spine. Every time you exhale, big breath into the nose. Exhale. Building a little bit more heat. Hold it right here. Come into a little bit of a boat pose. So you can pick up your knees. Ooh, a little balance. Now as you come forward onto your hands and knees, you can drop your knees to one side. You can cross your ankles and come to your hands and knees. So find the long side of your mat. Exhale, rounding your spine. Push your feet into the floor. Push your hands. Cat pose. Inhale, arcing your spine. Cow. Moving back and forth. Think of one breath per movement. Inhale to lift the face and the tail. Exhale. You want a little bit more? How about tucking your toes and lift a little bit higher? Press all 10 fingers into the mat and then push down with the tops of your feet. And from here, let's start to move the hips a little bit. Circling the elbows, circling the hips, maybe dipping down, trying to warm up the body just a little bit. Don't forget to go in the opposite direction. And then from here, we're going to just slide the fingertips forward. Keep your toes tucked and start to lift your knees off the ground, pushing your sitting bones up to the sky. Stretch out your arms. Press down with all 10 fingers. Ears on the inside of your biceps. Bend your knees and take the top of your thighs back. And then stretch out your arms. Think about lengthening your spine. And then pedaling your heels to kind of defrost. Call it your defrost dog. As you float out to plank pose, that upward push-up position, it can be on your knees or on your toes, you choose. Tuck your elbows in and lower down. Taking a cobra pose, flatten your toes, roll the shoulders back. Heart lifts forward. You can lift up, you can even lift your hands off the earth. And use your back muscles. As you exhale, tuck your toes and lift your hips back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On an inhale, we're going to take the right toes up to the sky behind us. And as we exhale, draw the knee in towards your nose, kind of squeezing the belly in. That's fun. You can always drop your knee down. Try that again. Lift your right toe up and back behind you. And then this time, step your right foot up by your right thumb. If your foot gets caught, just pick it up and move it up. No problem. We're going to start to straighten that right leg as your hips rise, rib cage rest on your thighs, and then inhale forward, lengthening the spine. You can always use blocks or books or something else for support here. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. This time, lower the back knee down, flatten the foot. On the inhale, sweep the fingertips overhead. Press your forearms together. And then open your heart, inhaling and exhaling and inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, exhale. Draw your hands down to the mat. Frame the front foot. Pull the front foot back. Slide your hands all the way up the front of your thighs. Inhale, reach the fingertips up overhead. Press your palms together. Exhale. Come forward, tenting your fingertips under your shoulders, crown of the head down to the earth. And then inhale, rise up again. And then exhale. This time back into extended child's pose. Slide your fingertips forward, drop your forehead down. You can sit back on your heels or you can keep your bum lifted. On the inhale, we're going to tuck the toes, come back out to your plank, and then lift your hips to downward facing dog. Elongating the spine. Feel like you're starting to draw your underarms towards each other. Left leg lifts up to the sky, and this time draw the left knee in towards the nose, squeeze the belly in. Inhale, lift it back up. And this time step your left foot up by your left thumb. Once again, you're in that lunge position, so we can start to straighten the legs, tilt the sitting bones up, and then inhale, come forward. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, elongate the spine. One more time. Exhale. And inhaling, drop the back knee down and rise up. Take your fingertips up overhead. You can flatten your back foot. Draw the forearms together. Here we go. We're going to inhale, arc the spine, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Pull up from the pelvic floor muscles. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, squeeze together. Inhale and exhale. This time framing your foot. Once again, we're going to pull that front foot back. Slide your hands all the way up the front of the thighs. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, rounding forward. Use the strength of your core to bring the crown of the head down. And then rising back up again. Inhale. And exhale into extended child's pose. Forehead drops down. Sit your hips back on your heels. Take a deep breath. And then coming forward, tucking your toes, sitting bones lift. Elongate the spine. Press down a little more firmly with your thumb and your forefinger. Look up between your hands. If you like to hop in your practice, you can. You can walk your feet. You can step up to the front of the mat and grab your elbows and just hang in this ragdoll. Let your head relax. Let your neck relax. You can grab your elbows and rest your pinkies right there. Spread your toes. Look down at your toes. Release the fingertips and slowly begin to roll the spine all the way up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming up, interlace your fingers except for your forefingers. Let's take another side bend. A little half moon. Ardha Chandrasana 1. Little crescent. Inhale back to your center and exhale to the other side. Come back to your center and just dive forward. Fingertips reach the earth. Take care of your spine. So you might be bending your knees a lot if there's a lot of pressure in your low back, resting your rib cage on your thighs. Or you may be hinging at your hip if you've got a lot of room in your hamstrings here. Inhale into chair, Utkatasana. You can see your toes out in front of your knees. Lift your arms up, elongate the spine. Pull the elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then sweep the arms back like that jet airplane. Elongate your spine. Bend your knees, rise all the way up. And then swan dive into your forward fold. As you inhale to look forward, the left leg is going to step all the way back into that lunge position. Take a deep breath in. Keep your left hand down. Sweep your right arm up to the sky and open your chest. You're trying to reach over to the left side of your mat. As you exhale, hug your thigh. Round, like you're squeezing your thigh into your rib cage. And then inhale, lift it back up again. Remember the hand and the foot are parallel on the mat together. Exhale, squeeze it underneath. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, hug it in. And then frame your foot. Sweep this right leg back into plank pose, upward push-up position. Can you move your heels in front of your toes? Remember, you can always be on your knees. Tuck your elbows in and lower down. You can take your cobra pose again. How about if we tent the fingertips and lift a little bit higher, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes and lift your hips back to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts back to the sky. We're going to bend the knee and spin the hip open by stacking the right hip on top of the left. Press down energetically with both hands and drop your right shoulder down so you get that really nice twist. And just be here. We're going to draw the right knee to the right tricep and then lift it back up. Now take your right foot up between the fingertips. Spin the left heel down. Notice the imaginary line from your right heel to the arch of your left foot. And just windmill it up. Warrior two. You're looking out over your right fingertips. Shoulders are balanced right over your hip. Sink, and the outer edge of your left foot is pressing evenly into the mat. Now you should be able to see your big toe out in front of your knee. Relax your shoulders, turn the palms up. Now, keep your shoulders where they are. Bring your hands down. Take a reverse warrior or a peaceful warrior. Open up your rib cage. Can you grab your hand or your wrist and pull it toward the back of your own mat so your gaze can be at your back foot and really open up the right side waist. We're going to cartwheel the hands all the way down. This time as you sweep your right leg back, three-legged plank. See if you can hover those toes right there off the mat and then lower down. This time we'll slide the hands closer towards your hips so your elbows are at that 90-degree angle and rise up onto your toenails. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. So squeeze the legs strong so your knees pop off the mat. And then exhale. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, exhale. Look up between your hands. You can step, hop, or float your way back up to the top of the mat once again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the fingers overhead. Look up and dive forward again. Inhale, half lift. Bend your knees. Find your way back into Utkatasana, the chair. Pull the elbows back. Back into that jet airplane so your eyeballs are looking straight down at the earth. Back to chair. Rise up. Swan dive, forward fold. Look forward and step back with the right leg this time. Let's keep the right hand down on the mat. The left knee is over your ankle. We're going to sweep the left arm up to the sky. This right leg is straight, toned, and we're opening the heart. As we exhale, hug your arm underneath your thigh. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, curl under. One more time. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, curl under. And then frame your foot, Sweep the left leg back, find your way into plank pose, upward push-up position on your knees or on your toes, and you can lower halfway or all the way. You may take cobra or upward facing dog, your choice, upward dog or little cobra. Back into your downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Left leg reaches to the sky. We're going to bend the knee and spin the hip open on this side. The same thing, we want to square the shoulders. So press them evenly, but keep pulling that heel into your bum. As you exhale, take the left knee to the left tricep. So you may want to roll forward on your right toes. Inhale, lift it back up. And then this time, step your left foot up between your fingertips, spin the right heel down, and windmill it all the way up. Check your alignment, look down at your toes. Make sure that your left heel is lined up with your right arch and sink deep. If you need to take your feet further apart, go ahead and step your foot back a little. Sink a little deeper. And you'll notice that if you roll the outer edge down, you'll get a little bit more work in that right thigh. Flip the palms up, relax the shoulders. Just take your palms down. Reverse the warrior. Here again, we're going to grab the left wrist with the right hand and draw those fingertips toward the back of the mat without straightening the legs. So keep it down. Pull it open. And then cartwheel the hands all the way down. Left leg comes back, three-legged plank. Breathe big, and then lower down. Take your cobra or your upward facing dog, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Look up between your hands, step hop or float your way. Back up to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Padangusthasana. So wrap those fingers underneath your big toes, thumbs on top. Allow yourself to hang. If you've got straight legs, splay your elbows out. If you want to take it deeper, Padahastasana. Pick your whole palm underneath your feet. So your toes are hanging out with your wrists and your fingertips are hanging out with your heels. Relax. As you release, heel toe your feet as wide as the mat. So here you are at the top of your mat with your toes off the mat. Take it down to a little squat and then tilt your sitting bones up. Look through your legs. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend. Look forward and bring your hands to prayer, Malasana. Pushing your elbows into your thighs. If that's too much, you can always stay up with your elbows on your thighs if that bothers your knees or your hips. We're going to come all the way down. We'd like to do it gracefully. That doesn't always work out, huh? So let's pick up your toes and find your way into a boat pose right here. And breathe. Now if you have a block or a book or an imaginary block, you can put it right there between your inner thighs and squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze the belly in. Can you lower all the way down? Take your arms out to the side and then gently draw your knees over to the right side. Kind of hover, engaging some of those oblique muscles, and then come all the way back and over to the other side. And then back to your center. We're going to release the feet to the mat. Peel the spine up to bridge pose, squeezing that inner thigh. Elongate the spine and slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. Do that again. Peel it up. And then lower it back down. You can take your block out and your right leg can cross over the left. So you're just lying down with crossed legs, right leg on top. Drop the legs over to the left side. So as you take your gaze to your right arm, you're getting a really nice spinal twist, a really nice stretch in the hips. Letting the chest stay open, the eyes can begin to close. Your breath is slowing down a little bit as we're back down onto the mat. Slowly make your way back to your center. Bring your feet back to the mat. Peel it up again into bridge, with or without a block. Exhale, lower back down. Take the left leg and cross it over the right. This time we're going to drop that set of legs off to the right side. Take your gaze off to the left. And if it's ever too much, use props. Put a block, put a blanket underneath your knee or your hip for support. And then slowly bring yourself back to the center. Once again, we're going to peel the spine up to bridge pose. Push down with your belly, rise up. This time, let's tuck the shoulders in underneath and see if you can interlace your hands and kind of puff open your chest. Pressing down energetically with your feet and your arms. Take another breath. Now, if you'd like, you can always take a block and put it underneath your sacrum for a little supported bridge. This is a great way to end your practice, to feel the support. If your back is bothering you, you can always take your feet out wide, bring your knees together. A great way is for Shavasana is to stretch your arms and legs out, corpse pose, and let them relax. And yet another alternative is to bring the bottoms of your feet together, Supta Konasana, and let everything open up. Let your hips open. We carry a lot of stress and tension in our hips, in our necks, in our shoulders, and in our hips. At least women do. You can stay here for as long as you like. You can stop your recording if you like. When you're ready, roll to one side, take a couple rounds of breath, and find your way back to a seated position on your blanket, on the block, on the floor, however feels comfortable for you. Finding that long spine again. Gently allowing the right ear to drop to the right shoulder, the chin to the chest, and then to the opposite side, left ear, left shoulder, and chin to the chest. As you bring your face to the front and center, roll the shoulders back one time, sweep the fingertips to the sky, palms press, hands to heart. Take a deep breath in, fill the lungs from top to bottom, and then exhale very, very slowly, allowing the breath to bring balance back to the body and mind. Inhaling again, the intention you may have set at the beginning of this practice, those feelings that we wanted to create. How are we feeling? Check back in with the body. As you slow things down, so does your heart rate, your blood pressure. You feel a lot more relaxed. Let go of any stress or tension or tightness. Take the benefits of this practice out in the world with you. Namaste. Thank you, yogis.